Yo, 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 hey, how you doing? My name is Khalid Hill, aka Yuri, aka the Yuri Vision. You are now tuned into Life of the Party Worldwide. This is season 2, episode 1. And we have a very special guest. A very, 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 very special guest to my heart. Why? Because without this man, I wouldn't even be here where I'm at today. What I mean by that, we'll get into that. But let's do a brief introduction. This is a man that wears many hats: husband, father, family, associate, colleague, man of God. There's not one man on this earth that I respect more than this man right here, Melvin Bullock Jr., man.
What's going on, my guy?
What's up, man? How are you?
Good to see you, my
Thank
guy.
you for coming on. I appreciate you, man.
For sure. Thank you for having me.
I don't think people understand the magnitude in which how hard you go for your people.
Man.
But I don't think people understand, where are you from, first off?
Oh, I'm from Detroit, Michigan, man. I came to Texas to create my family.
How long ago did you come from Detroit? Like, when was that?
We like 11 years in. When I came here, I came to visit my brother. We went skydiving for his birthday.
Okay.
And
brother, younger brother?
Older brother.
Okay.
And being here for that week, I met my wife. And it was crazy is because we both was introduced to an app. You know what I'm saying? And it was like
apps.
Yeah, and it was like I like meeting people the old school way. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So my brother forced me to try it. Her best friend forced her to try it, and we ended up meeting on the app. And from there, we talked, we kicked it, and it was like an immediate hit, like instantly. So I asked her, like, is it okay if, you know what I'm saying, we can actually meet? I can see you instead of the FaceTime or the talks we doing. And I was like, I understand that, you know, this is a little weird, but let's meet in a public place where you're safe and stuff like that. And from there, you know what I'm saying, we kicked it, but she did not like when I told her at the end of the week that I'm leaving to go home. She like, what you mean you going home? She thought I was like tripping. I had a whole nother family and stuff. And I was just telling her, like, I'm not from here. You know what I mean? I live in Detroit and da-da-da-da. So we did the long distance thing and we made it work, like literally made it work. She would come visit me. I would come visit her. We took turns. And when the relationship really got serious, I told her, like, one of us got to move because I'm digging you, you know? So she had a son already. I didn't have any children. So I took that move. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to put that pressure on you. I take the move. You know what I'm saying? Give me a few months, get myself together, and I come. And one day, within like 8 months, I sent her a one-way ticket, like, I'm coming. And she was like, oh my God, it's real.
Okay, we got to kind of go back, though, because was your brother already here?
My brother was already here.
How long was he here?
He was here for a couple years. My brother retired from the service. Okay. He's actually a chef. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know.
You know, you met my brother.
Bro, ALIST, you know.
But when he retired, he went to Cali first. Then he left Cali and came here, and this is where he reside. And I'm like, I came to visit and I liked it, so I ended up moving here too.
And you got family here already, so it made it even easier to transition. You got somebody to support you, y'all, like thick and thieves. I've heard some things back in the day about old brother, you know what I mean? But we ain't gonna get into all that. Gotta have you on the interview for sure. Now we can kind of, I want to get into kind of present day because that's where we're at now. But I want to also go back and understand the history. I'm pretty sure you started your photography, your videography, and everything you've done in Detroit.
Yes.
What started the point? What was that point? You're like, oh, I can do this. I know you for your personality. I know that you have good energy. I know you're a professional, a true professional in the art of the craft. But you had to start somewhere.
It started in high school.
Okay.
I asked my dad for a camera. I was running track, playing football. I was actually doing pretty good. And I started creating my own highlight tapes. In the midst of that, all of my peers and everybody in the school that did sports, they wanted them highlight tapes like I had. So it became a business in school, even though I was doing it for fun and for myself. So those highlights tapes helped us get scouted, helped us get seen, helped us get notoriety. You know, we did a lot of fun things with the videos we made in high school. From there, I took it to the outside world. You know, back in the day, we was big on parties and having fun and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I started taking my camera to the parties, to the events, and I became the party photographer. you know, and from
Capture the
there,
moments.
it led me into bigger things. Like I started doing the real big clubs. I started doing the strip clubs. I started doing big events like concerts and things like that. And it all started from high school and just keep rolling over and growing into bigger environments and bigger stuff to do.
Oh, okay. So what year in high school?
So I was in high school from 2000 to 2004.
Okay, so was it what was your sophomore, junior year, what senior year? When did you ask your dad for the camera?
It was ninth grade.
So
Ninth
your
grade,
freshman
we
year.
made states freshman year in track and in football. In track, I ran the 100, the 200, and the 4x1 and the 4x2 relay.
And you wanted to capture the moments.
And I wanted to capture the moments. And then in football, I was a speed back, so I was a tailback. So they would give me the ball when they wanted to throw sweeps and you know what I'm saying, fast plays and stuff like that. So I had a kick return. You know what I mean? So I was a speed back. So they just used me for quick fast downs and hit the sideline.
You did what's that bubble screens?
Yes.
You did stuff like that. You did the screen plays off the, you know.
All of them fast plays to hit the sideline and go.
You was
that
gone.
That was me. Yes. Literally, I'm serious as a heart attack. That was me all
I
day.
believe you. I was pretty fast in high school too. I ran a 4.3. I played soccer. I just didn't play football. It wasn't my type of thing.
That's a different style of football, and it's serious.
It's the
soccer is serious.
In the world. The number one sport.
We actually got to go when they come here.
I'm waiting. Got about a year, I think, a year or so.
Yeah, we got a year before they get
I
here.
got some money. I got to save up because that's going to be a
no, we going under our credentials.
Media team.
We going under credentials. My brother been on my head. He like, please sign up when they get here. He even got me signing up for the new stuff that they build in Orlando Studios. You know what I'm saying? Universal Studios.
Yeah, up here,
he like
Frisco, right?
He like, sign up already, bro. Put your name in the book.
Yeah, might as well. I'm gonna have to get on that as well. Okay, so now, besides your background in photography, videography, yes, you are a videographer. You have your own studio. You're settled here in Dallas, but you also did a 9-to-5 before any of that. What was that? What is that 9-to-5? What did you do before you went independent or entrepreneurship? What did you do before that?
So a lot of people don't know that I was a sheriff here in the city of Dallas when I first got here. I worked as a CO inside the jail, downtown Lou Sterrett.
Okay.
And that job was very strenuous, very stressful, but it gave me a lot of game on learning law. Okay. So I know the laws here in Texas. It sucks that they haven't changed them in like 100 and some years, but law in Texas is serious. So I advise anybody that don't know what they're doing or do know what they're doing to at least learn the law behind it.
Okay. And how long did you do that?
I spent 2.5 years doing CO inside the jail, and then my wife bought me this studio, and then I resigned from there.
You said what?
My wife bought me this studio.
Hey, you ain't got a real one. Miss ALIST, you ain't got a real one like Miss ALIST. I'm trying to tell you. What made her do that, though? Because in our generation right now, especially in my generation, because they say I'm whatever they say I am, that ain't happening. And I say that, granted, there is a few cases. I'm not going to say it's lost hope, but it's very hard to find a woman that supports you enough to put up her own money to help you.
My wife wanted to be able to give me everything that I left behind in Detroit before I came here. So I was living pretty good on my own back in Detroit before I came here. I was established. I graduated college. I had my own studio. I drove a BMW. Like, I was living the dream of a young man as an entrepreneur. You know, I was reading that 48 Laws of Power book. I learned about my assets and my liabilities. I lowered all my liabilities and built all my assets. So I was living free off of everything I was doing, is because one thing paid all of my bills while I was living in Detroit. Yeah. And I was on that type of time at that time. So I had to leave a lot of stuff and start over brand new to come here. And my wife is the type of woman that believes that, give you the fruits of your labor. So she felt like, that car you sold to come here, that studio you broke down, all them contracts you left, and I'm going to make sure that you are happy while you're here in Texas as well. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to do whatever I can to help you get back some of those things that you gave up just to come be here with me.
Okay. So and I'm going to give you, in your honest opinion, what is a trait that you think Miss ALIST saw in you to her to be like, I want to do something for this man?
I believe it's the man of the house. I believe the trait was more of the provider. You know, the person that'll take care of home no matter what. My wife is like, our home is our sacred place.
Correct.
So she do her part and I do my part. And I believe that the difference in between the both of us is what makes us come together. Because my wife would tell you she's the wild card and I'm the safety net. I'm the young man that want to pay the bills up for the whole year. And she want to go on vacation right now. She like, I don't care. Don't plan. Let's go. Just pack. We ain't even packing no bags. Just take me somewhere right now.
We get there.
Yes. And that's where our balance come in. That is because I want to make sure that we good and she want to make sure that we living. So we even each other out.
Because you know that the bills are going to get paid with meal, and you know you're going to have a fun and spontaneous relationship with Ms. A-List.
Yes.
And that's a good balance to have. Shout out to Ms. A-List. So now we get into some of the trying times, right? More complicated, diverse, crying on your knees, asking God why. I know you're very faith-based. I know you do some work for the churches. Free, I might add.
Yeah, I donate my service for the church. Shout out to Life Center Texas. I love my church. I love both of my pastors. I'm really big into church. It took me and my wife to really stop what we was doing, figure out where we was at in our lives, and get some counseling, get some more God in our lives. And my wife found the Life Center Texas. In the midst of finding the Life Center Texas, it brought me closer to God and churches because that's something I was missing. I had everything else going good. I just didn't have my fullness in, giving Christ his time. And within volunteering my services for the church, I found a nice man group. I found things that we can do with couples. You know, we have a lot of fun things we do within the church where it don't just feel like Bible. You know, it's some stuff that's about life, some stuff about how you treat people, some stuff about donating and giving back. You know, people think paying your tithes is all about money, and sometimes it's not. You know, paying your tithes come in many forms and fashion. Our pastor told us that the people that volunteer and give the church their time is just as more valuable than people just giving money. Yeah.
Because so in the church, it's all about support.
Yes,
and it's about the community that you're building with it, wherever church and city that you're on. You have the TDJs, you have this church that you go to. Those are all usually built from the ground.
Yes,
with 1 or 2 people, 3 people, and then you build it to the point where it has high house and it's being monetized, quote unquote. I know it's been expedited because of COVID, because now you can go live stream all your stuff. And you can really just build it with 1 or 2 people if you have a good message and you actually believe that what you're teaching, and you can translate it. Because the hardest thing about most people in this generation about church is COVID. It brought do I really want to go?
Yeah.
And do I really want to listen and sit there and listen to a person talk for 30 to 40 minutes? And not everybody can do that. Not everybody can capture an audience and draw you in and have you talking and sitting there. Be like, oh, I feel good. I can go run through a wall today because I went this Sunday and went to church. And your church has that. I've been to your church a couple times. And you have some very good pastors. And how do you say it for ladies? They're pastors as well.
Yes.
I want to make sure I say it because I know it can be different verbiage in certain different churches.
We have a male and a female pastor. Yes, and that's both husband and wife.
Yes, and they're both very, very good, very passionate. They have families, and their story is very. I went to their conference they had, and I got to listen to their story, how they met, and it's similar to how y'all met. They had one of them had kids, and both of them had kids, and they brought each other's life. So that's inspiring. But the reason I asked that question is because people don't understand how faith and success go hand in hand.
Yes.
And what I mean by that is you have to realize you can be as successful, but you can be as empty as you can be. You could be happy and pissed off every single day. Why? Because I can put a mask on that says happy at any time.
Yeah.
And so you can see me every day, and I got a negative $20,000 on my account. I got a negative $2 on my account. I can't even. You don't know. Michael Beasley said it best the other day. He said, I was hungry and tomorrow came. I was starving, begging for help, and tomorrow came. So it's not that I don't like you, but you weren't there when I asked you for help countless times. And the reason I bring that into perspective is because I want to ask just 2 questions. It's a 2-part question. First question, what makes the faith so important in today's world. The second question is, when no one had your back and Miss A-List did, your brother did, what made you look up and say, I know I'm and we're talking about present day, I'm gonna get, because you're not even done yet, but where I'm at, where I'm going is not where I'm at. What made you look up and understand that the light at the end of that tunnel is not that far? So I'm gonna start with the first question. What made you feel important enough to understand that I need to stop and get my faith on track? Because I'm successful. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm having people in and out of my studio. I'm established in Texas. I got a wife. I got a son. I got possibly another one. It's what made you say, I got to get this faith. I got to get back in the church. I got to find a home. I got to do my service to God, because if I don't.
The biggest thing out of all of that is knowing that there's a higher power. Okay. That's the biggest thing in all of that. But 2 is knowing how to be fed the gospel the right way.
Okay.
You know, I don't want this to take a negative context and become a meme or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But there's the gospel in you. There's gospel in me. I can be a preacher. Mm-hmm. I might be a preacher to you. You know what I mean? You might be a preacher to somebody else. And we all have certain things in us that make people like us, that make people follow us, that make people respect us, that make people come to us for knowledge and understanding. Okay. And within that, my thing is that I didn't want to be a person that was out here that's a man of many things, but a master of none.
Gotcha.
That's powerful in itself.
Very.
So I needed to know that I was guided by the right gospel. So when I walk out into the world, my presence speaks positivity.
Gotcha.
It speaks, you know what I'm saying, things that can help others and give back and show presence of a manly man. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And when I say that, it's more of that when I walk in a room, it lights up. Okay. You feel me? Yeah. I smile with all of my teeth. You know what I mean? And when people see me, it's joy, it's peace, it's love. It's like, man, they go, hey, Liz, you know, and it be blowing my wife away is because she like, you a natural celebrity. People love you everywhere we go. And they be like, oh my God, hey, listen, da 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 da. Mm-hmm. And I say, babe, I just treat everybody how I want to be treated. Mm-hmm. But it took for me to get that gospel in me to understand that if you see somebody that need help, help them. If you see somebody hungry, feed them. Gotcha. You know, if you got the knowledge, teach.
Yes.
I love sharing game with you. I love calling, hey, I just learned this. Check this out here. Try this out. Mm-hmm. And then I double back. Did you do this? Did you try it?
Yep.
You know, things of that nature. So at the end of the day, it wasn't for nobody else. It was for myself. Mm-hmm. And you know, as kids or as growing up, your parents and your family members, they always force church on you. Yeah. As I grew up, I understand that I wanted it for myself. And then that's what made, you know, the comings of everything from it even better for me, because I wanted it for myself.
Transition.
You know, you call me on Wednesdays, you already know where I'm at.
Yes.
Where I'm at on Wednesdays.
Bible study.
I go to Bible study.
7:30.
And I'm happy about it.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And I invite my peers and I ask people if they want to try it. And it's not, I don't force anything on no one. But I do let people know, like, it's people out here that you can talk to. Mm-hmm. You can come. We had a brotherhood meeting. It was my pastor called it the man cave.
Yeah,
it was dope. It was men coming together talking about things. It felt like a therapy session that you ain't have to pay for.
Correct.
And at the end of the day, everybody broke bread, met some new people, and left it right there on the floor and went on about their business. So that was the first question. And to me, it was just more of having an understanding and knowing, you know what I'm saying, the higher power for yourself and what you believe. So I would never try to argue with anyone about my religion. I would never try to force anybody to do or go to church with me. I just will let them know that it is a place where you can call home, where if you don't have no family, you don't have no support, you can come somewhere and be around good people and learn something and become family. And that's what we got at the Life Center, Texas.
Life Center, Texas. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. They are up and coming. They just got a new building recently. So congratulations to that. The building is very nice. What they're trying to do with the city and what they're doing with the city is very impactful. So if you're in the Dallas, Texas area, especially downtown, look it up. Now, the second part of that question, what is the turning point? What was your some pits, some down hurdles? What made you see the light to understand I can keep going, not worrying about where I'm at right now, even though I'm doing great right here. I enjoy the support. I'm in Detroit. What made you go, I got to go?
I was at my cap. I was at my point where I felt like I couldn't get past the roof.
Okay.
You know, I did everything. I was doing good. And it was like I wanted to get bigger. So I needed more information and I needed a bigger place. Why not Texas? You know, and I was the first person out of my family to leave. A lot of people grow up and never leave within 23 miles of the place that they live.
Okay.
They never leave without that facility. I wanted to be different. I told my dad growing up I was going to be a businessman. I told him I was going to make our last name positive. I told him I was going to have a wife that nobody knew. It's because, you know, growing up in the city of Detroit, everybody know everybody.
Facts.
So I wanted a wife. None of my cousins, uncle, nobody knew her. You know what I mean? And I believe that fruition, you know, speaking things into existence. I believe in writing things down, looking at it every day. You know what I mean? I believe saying stuff like, you know what I'm saying, Khalid is going to be a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? He's going to have one of the biggest podcasts, you know what I'm saying, that come out of Texas, because we ain't going to just lock you here. Yeah. You're going to have one of the biggest podcasts that come out of Texas. Yes. I want to congratulate you. You just, you know what I'm saying, did Chris Brown concert. You know what I'm saying, as a professional photographer, on stage, backstage, full credentials to do what you wanted to do. I applaud you on that, is because I remember you first meeting me, asking me questions every day on the hour, how to do this, how to do that. And I see that you are using those things to build your credentials, to get invited to go and shoot ALIST celebrities.
Always representing.
You know what I'm saying? And things of that nature. So I'm very proud of you for, you know what I'm saying, believing in yourself and taking your camera and using it to the highest power.
First of all, thank you. Because everybody can have a camera. We're going to get into that. Everybody can have a camera, but not everybody knows how to use a camera. Taking a picture, there's so many ways to take a picture. There's so many ways that you probably don't even know about overexposure, underexposure, f-stop. So many things you get, intricacies. There's so many different verbiages and languages that go into a camera than just hitting that button.
Yes.
And you brought that to the forefront for me. Shout out to the senseis as well. Don't get understood. I did learn some stuff from you guys, but you took it to another level. Yes. You taught me the ins and outs of my camera, and where I'm at today, I can't do nothing but thank you. And I'm going to continue to thank you. We know this already. This is why we wanted to have you on this podcast. You were supposed to be season 1's finale. You so happen to be season 2's beginning, that's fine with me. I love that for you because you deserve it. And if nobody gives you your flowers, you deserve it now, right? No matter how far you're about to take it, if you get big as Warner Brothers, because that is your goal.
That's my goal.
I want you to understand that you did so much now at this very moment. I've seen you help people countless after time, and no offense to the people that did this, but I've seen people backstab you and betray your trust and not do what they said they were going to do. And it's very, from a genuine person to a genuine person, I just never understood the lack thereof of when I'm genuine to you, why don't, even if you're not a genuine person, just let me know you're not a genuine person so I can move. Yes. Because at the end of the day, you don't lose my trust until you lose it. But once you lose it, there's not necessary. And I can't even say that, because there is a way to come back, because we're faith-based. Yes. And we try our best to not burn that bridge, but it's very hard for me not to watch that bridge and not put it up sometimes. So you can't come across today.
But when we had those conversations, what wowed you was I still pray for them people. Always. I still bless those persons, and I still wish them the best. Is because what's for me is for me, and what's for you is for you. And that's why I don't have a problem with sharing knowledge or sharing information. Gotcha. You know, and at the end of the day, we're going to go through those until we find the diamonds in the rough like you. You know, I can call you and say, hey, are you busy? I got a job for us. This is what it's paying. Can you do this? You know what I mean? You can do the same thing, vice versa. Yes. You know, it made me laugh when you called and was like, Mel, I got a job. I need to book you. I said, you need to book me. You know what I mean? But it felt good is because it came back. You get what I mean? Yeah. And that's the biggest thing, is knowing how to go and grab someone, you know what I'm saying? Share something with them, show them something. And then also having that person come back and say, hey, I want to break bread with you, or I want to do something for you. You know what I mean? You love calling me and say, hey, have you ate today? Can I buy you something to eat? And And you know, I'm like, I ain't taking your money. I'm buying you something to eat, you know.
This is very true.
That's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Each one teach one, pull someone up and giving back. You're not a boss until you pour into something else. You know what I mean? Or someone else. And to me, I feel like I'm living my truth. I'm living my riches. You know what I'm saying? I'm already rich and famous, you know what I'm saying? And that's within self. So when I do get the rest of everything that's coming to me, I know how to receive it and I know how to accept it.
That is first of all, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. Now, we're going to ready to take a brief break. We'll be right back. Now, don't go nowhere because I got something that you don't even know that's coming until you see it. Welcome to season 2. We'll be right back. Life of the Party Worldwide is one of the best podcasts out of Texas that goes worldwide. Now, what is Life of the Party? If you didn't get a chance to watch season 1, you're going to get the chance to watch season 2. But don't forget to go back and watch season 1. What is Life of the Party Worldwide? What is that? Life of the Party Worldwide is an exclusive access to every little thing that comes with a party, from photographers, videographers, bosses, CEOs, lash techs, hairstylists, barbers, janitorial services, hookah people that own the building, people that own the real estate. I don't think you understand how many backdoor deals are done in the club. When celebrity comes in town like Chris Brown, they go to the club after their show, and they go to the most exclusive clubs. Shout out to 5 a.m. But what I mean by that is you have to understand that Life of the Party is one of the most eccentric things for this culture. Because that's where you perform. That's where you do your moving and shaking. That's where you try to impress. That's when the players and pimps and everybody and their mama come out in their best. From men, women, dog, everybody. Okay? So, if you have not tuned into Life of the Party Worldwide, this is season 2. This is your time. You know what I'm saying? Peace. Hey, how are you doing? We are back with Life of the Party Worldwide. Thank you for the brief intermission. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you really did. You know we get paid on YouTube now. Did you know that? You have made us a partner. You have made us get paid on YouTube. So thank you very much for every like, comment, and view. Now, we get to some of the most controversial questions, some of the most juicy. This is where if you didn't get part to this part, I'm sorry. That was nice. But this part right here is where we get into the stuff that's really going to be getting gritty. So I'm going to touch on a few. We're going to talk on business. We're going to talk on personal. We're going to talk about the game, the grinding, and we're going to talk about one very thing that I think you young men need to understand. What is the importance of having a 9-to-5?
The importance of having a 9-to-5 goes back to the simplest thing is life insurance, health insurance, and 401k. I didn't understand that as a young and like when I was your age, I was just out here and I was entrepreneuring it up and didn't have no insurance, didn't have no 401k, didn't have no life insurance. The biggest one out of all of that is health insurance and life insurance, bro. And I tell anybody, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, learn how to invest back into yourself and create you a savings account or a stock account or a 401k or a CD and figure out a way to get some type of health insurance, is because going to the doctor, you know what I'm saying, is a good thing just for annual checkups and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. And it's so important because you can get a $20,000 operation and take it down to $1,000, depending on how good your health coverage is. And as a young man, if you have, I mean this with all due respect, these men are not wrapping it up. They're not. They're having kids at 18, 19 years old. That health
13.
Insurance, huh?
13.
13. Right? 13. So I need you to go get this 9-to-5. One, because that's going to help make sure your kid is good. Because they're going to get sick. They're young. They're kids. You don't have no insurance. You can't take them to the doctor. You can't take yourself to the doctor. You want your teeth to be yellow? You need a dentist. You know what I mean? Like, there's little stuff that you have to have. And that's why I have a 9-to-5 as well. And we run 3 to 4 different businesses amongst us. He run 3 to 4. I run 3 to 4 businesses, but we still got a 9-to-5 that we go to. Why? Because that money is going to always be there. That is a safety net for you young gentlemen and you young ladies. So do not be afraid to make millions of dollars and still go to the 9-to-5. Why? Because it helps in health insurance. Now, you will get to a point where you can find health insurance just independently and afford those. That is expensive. Going through a company, I don't got to pay that much. I just got to give them my time. And they pay me for that time.
I respect that on so many levels, man. I did not understand the power of investing in yourself or having a job to pay for your business.
Correct.
So I respect everything that you just said, is because a lot of people go in it backwards because they like the free time that they have.
Mhm.
Being an entrepreneur, you got time to do whatever, whenever.
Correct.
But you got to understand the importance of breaking that down. You know, when you get sick, when something happened to you, do you got a job that's going to pay you for your time off? You know what I'm saying? Do you have sick leave? You know what I mean?
PTO.
All of those good things. So I commend people that's out here doing it without it, but I had to see what works for me, and working a 9 to 5 really helped me when it really got slow for me.
Yeah, because people don't understand that, yes, there are super duper highs in this game. That's entrepreneurship. Not even talking about the photography world. Entrepreneurship is very high, but there's some extremely lows. Like, imagine nobody expected COVID to happen.
Yeah.
When that happened, all the entrepreneurs that depended on being out and customer service, is not phone calling, it's like going out doing photography, whatever it may have been, selling stuff, real estate, all that had got to a halt because you couldn't even go outside. So, granted, it did bring a level of entrepreneurship in its own right.
It really did. COVID, we had to make a pivot, and our pivot saved us. Like, we was able to keep our studio through COVID. We didn't have no downfalls. We was able to pay rent here and at home. It's because we pivoted to live streaming. And all the churches, all the corporate people, they still needed to have things going where it was just one person in the office or just the boss can be there. And live streaming kept us alive.
Yeah. And it's crazy to see how big live streaming is now with Twitch and Kick and Facebook Live, TikTok Live. Like, shout out to Costa, he's doing Mafia-thon 3 right now. So if you're not tuned in, he probably live right now going crazy. But that brought an avenue for especially people that are introverted.
Yeah.
Because those people that are introverted get to stay in the house and talk to you regularly. Take a shower on stream. Of course, they got the clothes on, but take a shower on stream. Go work out on stream and make money. And based on how genuine you are, you will be a good live streamer. You know that, right?
I thought about it, but my thing is more like, I had to understand to do more for myself as more as I do for my clients.
Gotcha.
So that's what made me create me a A-list lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Have a conversation with A-list. You know, things like that.
And it's going good, by the way.
It really is. And I'm proud of myself is because I do a lot for my peers and I wasn't pouring back into myself. So now I'm understanding do some videos for yourself. Create some film. We in the film game too.
Yeah, for sure.
The films, the documentaries, the talking head videos, the corporate stuff.
Movies.
We in the movie game.
Yes, he shot some movies. Now you know. Go ahead.
But in the same sense, it's more of I had to, again, shout out to my wife. I love you, baby. She told me, baby, do some stuff for you. You get on camera. I'm always behind the camera. I don't mind being around, but not heard and not seen. I'm really good behind the scenes. Like, I'm behind a lot of big projects here in DFW. And I'm not going to say no names and stuff like that, but you know who you are. A lot of people done came to this studio. A lot of people use this studio and push their work and their content behind the knowledge that I learned in the camera world.
If you did not know, this is A-List Studio. All my production, everything I've done, including season 1 and now season 2, has been in A-List Studio. A-List Studio is number 2, but number 1 in almost everybody's heart that has came to the studio. From a person that's not even from here to be top 5 studio in Dallas and doing stuff that you don't even know about. If I was to take this camera and just turn it to the left, you would be surprised. Why? Because on that wall over there, I ain't going to say it, but just understand that stuff is being shot here every single day. A-list photography is a staple in the community, and if you don't know, you better ask somebody. Now, in a heavy, so as you're a husband.
I love being a husband, bro.
But before you were a husband, you were a boyfriend to a person that had a child.
Yeah.
What is your view on dating or being with someone that had a child already?
It takes a lot of holding your breath. It takes a lot of knowing that you will eventually be first, but you have to be prideful as a man. You have to understand that, you're stepping in a zone where you're taking care of another person's kid. So you have to know your boundaries. You have to know when to step in and aid and assist. And you have to know when to step back and allow your wife to lead. It was very hard. I love it. My baby boy is in college.
What?
He in college. He go to Texas State. He's staying in the dorms. You know, he's doing very well for himself. I'm so proud of him. I am his dad. No one can tell me that. I helped raise the young man. It's a beautiful thing. It's like I got a chance to experience having a kid before I had one of my own.
Loading.
It took it's loading because we working on that. We working on baby ALIST coming. So y'all be aware, baby ALIST coming.
Yep.
But it took a lot of praying, a lot of understanding. And me and my wife had to figure it out is because sometimes she didn't understand when I took sides with him, with my baby boy. I had to let her know that he's a man and he needs me to teach him things properly and how to respect his mom and how to treat a lady. And he got a chance to see a man, you know, bring his mom flowers and, you know, take her on dates still, even though we married, and cook for her and clean for her and care for her when she wasn't feeling good and things of that nature. And I hope that he can take those things as he's growing to be his own man and see that he came from a home with a positive father figure.
And I've met the young man at least 3 or 4 different times, and I can see it. How he carries himself. He's not very flashy. He's really modest. I'm pretty sure he's goofy and things of that nature. I haven't necessarily seen that side of him, but I've seen him. He's chill. He doesn't do too much. He doesn't do too little. He's an even kill guy. He's taller than you.
That boy, he tried to dunk on me playing basketball. Like he tried to show me. So when we first met, I brought him and his mom Detroit Tiger hats and t-shirts.
Okay.
And we went out and I, you know, spoiled him a little bit, you know, splurge. But we went to the basketball court. He was 10. He was 10 and he wanted to beat me so bad. So we played and I really played him, but not too hard. But I couldn't let him win the first game to show him like you can lose and still become on top. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So he wanted to outshoot me in this and he had good game at a young age. And I beat him, but as we grew, you can see like how harder he played with me to let me know, like, I'm coming for you. Oh, yes.
Yeah, I do this.
So eventually he did beat me in basketball and he really tried to dunk on me, y'all. Like, no disrespect. Like he wanted the smoke. But all in all, I just wanted to show him that even though you're not flesh of my flesh, you know what I'm saying, that I can be somebody that can be accountable and that can be there for you no matter what.
So I will say this. Your son and me are very alike because I grew up with a stepdad. Yes, I have a very good relationship with my real father, but my stepdad was more of a father than my father ever was. And it was simply more so because he was there.
Yeah.
And for me, up until the age of 18, I had a hard time understanding why weren't you there? Because it was like, why is this man that don't know me from a pan and say I didn't come from his loins, I'm not in his DNA, but he treat me as if I am every single day. If I was in trouble, he was there. If I needed something, he was there. If my mom was the most popular girl in her school. My stepdad, not so much.
Yeah.
And I mean that with so much respect. He was a square, right? And I don't mean that in a mean way. If you think of the analogy, Russell Wilson, and Future, right?
Two different people,
but they're both. Right?
Yeah.
And what I didn't understand was there's times when my mom is the most popular girl in school, that woman needs something. Actual man that knows how to finances, being a provider, knows how to organize the life, make sure everything is afloat when the ship might be sinking, knows how to plug the holes and knows where the holes are at. That's what he provided. He brought how to become a man without having to do all that.
Yes.
That man wake up at 3 to 4 in the morning every single day and go to work. Even on Saturdays, put me through soccer, put me through martial arts, put me through my mom in a nice house. We have a pool. I grew up with a pool. We did this. I had a car, paid off car. My car broke down. He helped me fix it. Yes, my mom did too, but he did so much as a stepfather that wasn't even his own kid.
Yeah.
But I am his kid at the same time. That's my dad. That's my father. Those are two different people. Two different analogies, but they're the same. And people don't understand that it takes a lot of heart, a lot of gumption, a lot of impact to say, yes, I'm not your father, but I'm gonna treat you as you my only son.
Yes.
And I've seen you do it countless times. Your son was working while he was a senior in high school.
Yeah, he was a lifeguard.
He was a lifeguard the whole
YMCA.
time. YMCA. Most people ain't doing that at their senior year. They like, I'm trying to have fun. I ain't trying. You gonna give me money? Like, nah, I'm gonna go. You taught me how to get money. I'm gonna get my own money. The next question I have for you today is, what makes you? How do you balance it? Because you say you take your wife on dates, you bringing her flowers. How do you keep it spontaneous? How do you keep it fun? Because you're an entrepreneur and she's an entrepreneur. You have a 9-to-5. She has a 9-to-5. Y'all are both doing the same thing. You gotta have some type of time to. How do you pencil it in? I know.
I use my calendar a lot, but I also play with my time. Me and my wife schedule dates with each other. That's fun to us. Like, she's be spontaneous to me, I be spontaneous to her. Sometimes we both be like, hold on, what you doing? Like, where we going, But being spontaneous is so fun, and showing love and affection is so fun. It's just like today, my wife works at the psych hospital, everybody. So she had to be a whole nother person at work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes she just need to come home to comfort and peace, or she don't need to come home to me arguing or fussing at her or complaining about stuff. She need to come home and have some breakfast already ready and things like that. So like when I have things going on, I let her know in advance so it don't affect us where it's like, dang, do you got any time for me?
Yeah.
So we do that, and we put stuff on the calendar. She'll look at my calendar and be like, oh, this day open, so don't book nothing. This is my day.
Gotcha.
And we do stuff like that. But it started with we both became so numb to our businesses that we noticed that we didn't have no time. And then we started saying Sundays is church and family. So no matter what, on Sunday, you can't get me. Only way you can get me is if my wife say, go get that bag, baby. If she say no, I'm not available.
Gotcha.
It's because Sunday is church and family. You know what I mean? On Sundays, we cook dinner, we take turns, and we go to church. Or sometimes we splurge and go to a restaurant that we really want to go to and eat that $100 steak. Or we love Benihana. We love the stir fry rice and the chicken, and stuff like that. But we had to learn that we can't always take it with you. So enjoy yourself a little bit. And that's where she comes in and be spontaneous. And me, I'm like, hold on, is all the bills paid? Is everything straight? Do we got money to come out the account? But we learned how to put that into each other where we have each other at all times. Okay.
All right. So that's unique, because that's basically what you're telling me is, and this is how I interpret it as a young man, ain't no 80-20, ain't no 30-70, it's 100-100. And sometimes it might be 200-20 or 120 to 100. It depends on what's going on in life.
It really
but y'all
does.
both bring 100 to the table, but sometimes I got to take a little bit more because depending on that work-life balance.
And that's what we do.
Yeah, I know. And that's what you explained in my head and when I see it. Now, my next question to you is, and I want you to look right in that camera, and I want you to answer this question for me. If you can give us advice to your young self to get in this game, this entrepreneurship, photography, whatever you want to do, just some sound piece of advice with faith, whatever you do, what would you tell that young man or young lady?
Well, first off, anybody that's interested in doing entrepreneurship, do it. Don't wait. Time don't wait for anyone. So first and foremost, follow your dreams and your passion. 2, leave. Get away from your home. Know what it's like living somewhere else. Experience different places. And if you can take advantage of going to the service or going to college, do it. It's because if you can give 4 years of your life from 18, 19, 20, 21 to 22, you're going to have a check for the rest of your life for giving your time into the service. And you can come out with, get free schooling, and then enjoy life at any leisure you want if you play your cards right. So never, put yourself on the back burner. Choose you first, and then get your helpmate and grow and do everything else from there.
Okay. Now, can you explain everything that you do? Like, as of right now, what you have done? I know you worked with celebrities. I know you did the strip club. I know you did photography. I know you did videography. I know you help with businesses. I know you volunteer with the church. I can go on and on and on and on. I'm running like a river. But what all did you do, man?
I do production every day. My first production job was at KLTV in Tyler, Texas. I worked with them. I was doing live television. I produced the 11 o'clock news and the 4 o'clock news every day. From there, I took a position down here in Dallas at CW33. So I am the post-production editor for 4 TV shows, and I also do shooting in studio when needed. Outside of that, I have ALIST photography, ALIST lifestyle, ALIST brand ambassadors. I also help my wife with her 2 companies. My wife owns Diamond Dior Hair Collections and Poetic Eyes. I does multiple podcasts for people. I do live streaming. I do talking head videos, and I have multiple corporate clients. Here in our studio, we have multiple partners, and we do one more thing. What's the last one off the top of my? Oh, I said live streaming already, but we do the corporate stuff with the kids in different events like the Urban Arts Center, and we also do live shows.
Yep. Yes, he does, and he do headshots for all them companies that like McDonald's, Wendy's that need these headshots of thousands of people. We do that too. He does that too. So reach out to as well. Now, for this is another thing for a photographer, videographer that has no equipment. How should I start? What should I do?
For a photographer, videographer that has no equipment, you should definitely start at like a pawn shop or anything used. You can go to Facebook Marketplace. You can go to Craigslist. You can do things of that nature. Go use first. The biggest investment would be your lens. You want a lens that can go all the way down to at least 1.8. I tell everybody the 50 millimeter is the best for that. You want a camera that's 1080p. You know what I mean? You don't have to jump to 4K straight out the box. You do want 24 frames per second for sure. You want a camera that's a retractable lens where you can change your lens out. And you want something that can at least run for 27 or 28 minutes.
Okay. My last question of today, and not really a question, a statement. Did you know that he teaches how to use your camera, the ins and outs, how to do certain things in the studio, outside the studio, lighting, things? Talk about that. What did you just had? I think you just had one, didn't you?
Yeah, we just had a workshop. I love doing workshops. Khalid noticed the most, aka Yuri.
Yeah.
I love doing workshops. I love giving game, and I love dropping jewels. Once a month, we'll be doing workshops here at ALIST Photography Studios. We will be posting it and sharing it and things of that nature. Everything camera, lighting related, we will be showing. And it varies of what we're doing. You know, you can come as a beginner. You can come as an expert. You can actually come and teach a class. You know what I'm saying? If you get on my list and we talk about it. But I love teaching y'all. I love giving game. And that's one thing that kind of separates me from other people is that I don't mind sharing knowledge.
Okay. I lied. I got one more question. If you don't mind sharing, what was one of your darkest moments in this world, or an entrepreneur or in business that you don't mind talking about?
One of the darkest things that happened to me, I'm gonna say in business, is that I had a friend that really thought that they made me, and it really hurt my heart, is because this is somebody I really poured into, and this person told me to my face, like, I made you. Everything you have, everything that you did is because of me. And it kind of was weird to me, is because that person didn't go to college with me. That person didn't graduate. That person didn't go and do the assumed name with me and things of that nature. And it really bothered me for a moment until I had to learn how to forgive and forget. Okay. But it was darkest because that person really took heed as if, you know, everything I had was theirs. And I'm talking about like everything, like my wife supposed to have been theirs, like my cars and the money I'm making and and it was like all the decisions and things that I made, I did on my own. But I was the type of person that didn't mind sharing my success with you. Yeah. So why would you want to feel as if you made me or you did this or you did that? And I would just like to say to people that when people reveal themselves to you, believe them, y'all.
The first time.
Yes. And know that you don't have to respond. You know, I learned how to just be quiet. I learned how to just let things go. And at the end of the day, I feel so much better about it.
I'm happy for you, man.
That person still to this day like to try to call me out of the blue and kick it with me and see what's going on and just be my friend. And they don't understand that they lost that a long time ago.
Yeah.
But because of my faith and who I am, I'm not just going to disqualify you, but it's more like I know how to feed you with a long handle spoon.
That's understandable. That's and that goes back to your point. What is for you is for you, and what is not, it's not. Now, that wraps up season 2, episode 1 with Melvin Bullock Jr., Mr. A-list photographer himself. And it is copyrighted, so don't try it. A-list photography. We're at A-list Studio shooting season 2 of Life of the Party worldwide. And I want to say, wait, I already have an outro. So here it goes right here. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Life of the Party worldwide. Without you, this isn't impossible. Without a view, without a subscriber, without a like, without a share, without taking your time out your day to watch this podcast right here, Life of the Party worldwide. We're here to stay. We're here to go worldwide. I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. My name is Khalid Hill, aka Yuri. Peace.